and I'm going to let these two horses pass out of respect for Newmarket. Alright. Give way to horses in Newmarket. July Racecourse, National Stud, the Rowley Mile. Where am I? Well, it's the Newmarket loop I'm going to be doing today. I'm just coming into the roundabout just before you enter Newmarket. This is the place where there's I think there's around about 85 stables, stud stables, horse races, thoroughbred horses, 2,500 horses and about 3,000 acres of land that they race on. This place, and there's the July Racecourse and the National Stud down there, and this is the way to Newmarket and the Rowley Mile Racecourse and the Horse Racing Museum. I'm not really a fan of horse racing. I'm not saying I'm not a fan, but it's just something I don't follow. We've obviously all got our own pastimes. You look at some of the routes on the map and yeah, they all look good, but this one looks particularly good because of the fact it's just full, as I say, about 95% B roads, and that can only be a good thing. Real horsepower, don't we, guys? And the GS is not a particularly loud bike. You can imagine a sports bike coming down here. It would really spook those horses. They must get used to some of the vehicles and cars doing by. A tractor just went past, really, it did spook them. Ooh. Oh dear. No, they are sort of going a little bit mad. I feel a little bit guilty now. I always give way to horses when I'm in my neck of the woods, but here is yeah, sure, no problem. So, do you want to turn it off?
No, it's fine. When you do go, do a wheelie. I'll just let these go.
No problem at all. I feel guilty riding down here with a bike, but it's a quiet engine. It's not one of those race bikes that makes a racket. Yeah, no problem at all. Oh.
I appreciate that.
No problem at all. Have a good day. They're all saying thank you. That's nice. And it's just a short bit of the A143. The route is mainly B roads, but there's some bikers. Hey, how many? And there's a calf there, calf 33. Oh, looks like not a bad one, doesn't it? Just say cafe open. I'm just turning left here onto the 1061 Mill Lane to Kedlington or Keddington. Ukraine flag there. So very briefly on the on this section, then we're turning right to Steeple Bumpstead and Saffron Walden, which is where I am going to stop. Saffron Walden, that's 12 miles, so 12 miles on this little B road. Marvellous. Windmill. I'm not sure what river that is. This would be a good place to stop. But I'm going to go on to Saffron Walden. Tea room there. Bike on the KTM. Alright. Let's take a detour up to the church. Should have just come this way, you silly old man. It's all there, look. Oh dear. Very impressive. Turn around to have a look at this shop window on the way. Put that one there. Nice reflection of the GS in the window. So this is just on the outskirts of Saffron Walden, and that over there is Audley End House. Quite spectacular. Don't know much about Audley End House there, whether you can go inside. There doesn't seem to be much activity outside, but there is on the right. There's the miniature railway. So I've just come back to Audley End, and it's £15 to get in, but I said to the guy on the gate, I just want some refreshments, so just let me just come in, just get a bite to eat. So that's not bad, is it? But £8 for a coffee and a burger. It's a bit expensive, but it's nice atmosphere. So just coming out of Saffron Walden now.
If your bike was to morph into a horse, which type of horse would it be? Okay, now that sounds a bit weird, but just hear me out on this, okay? So sports bikes, which are geared more towards speed or getting somewhere quick, would morph into the equivalent of a thoroughbred racehorse. A thoroughbred weighing in the region of half a tonne can manage to reach and maintain a speed of 40 mph or more. The top speed ever recorded by the American quarter horse has been clocked at 55 miles an hour. 55 miles an hour, wow. So your Suzuki Hayabusa, your BMW S1000 or Kawasaki Ninja H2R would morph into a thoroughbred or quarter horse. So what about the equestrian equivalent of an adventure bike, such as my BMW GS1250? Well, perhaps the Badminton Horse Trials horse, as that horse competes over 4 days over 3 different disciplines: dressage, cross country and show jumping. So I reckon with the required speed, strength, durability and reliability, the Horse Trials horse would be the one to morph into my BMW GS1250 adventure bike.
I really recommend this Newmarket loop. So about 90-95% B roads, some nice little bed, some lovely countryside. So please give a thumbs up and maybe subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I do appreciate it, you watching, and that will support the channel. Thanks very much, and we'll see you soon.